As we travel around the country in search of abandoned railways, we are never ceased to be amazed by the remnants not only hidden away and taken by nature, but also projects undertaken by local communities far and wide, helping everyone remember our history and railway heritage. We have put together a little top 10 list of our favourite abandoned stations from 2019. Essentially, none of these are heritage stations because for us that was a tad too obvious. As ever, if you know of a station that you think we should visit in 2020, then please add a comment below. So without further ado, let's start with number 10. So let's start with the Severn and Wye Railway in the heart of the Forest of Dean. This is the not well known Deferred Old Platform. If you Google Deferred Old Platform or Deferred Original, you won't find much. So the assumption is it was built prior to the new station in the late 1800s. Its location suggests it didn't really consider passenger traffic from the town, instead workers perhaps from the forest. Anyway, it took us an age to find, but we eventually did with the help of this tree line. I hope that's it. I don't know. We're not 100% sure if it is, but yeah, look at that curve of trees which has grown on this embankment, the old embankment. So Deferred Old, big tick. Not much remains, but it's on our list purely for the location. If you are considering exploring the Forest of Dean and this area in particular, be sure to check out the embankment close by. Yes, I just advise you to check out an embankment. It's truly stunning. This is Filton Junction. We've told the story of this line a few times now. Its curious tale, which essentially was built as an insurance policy by London South Western Railway against the ever-encroaching Great Western Railway. It's on our 2019 list because it's one of those stations that remains take some searching. Hidden in plain sight, once you step off the main pathway, all becomes clear. 2 platforms where the lines converged on an old route that connected Southampton with its immediately north county towns and onwards, now lost forever. In at number 8 is Silverdale Station. Not much has changed here since the station closed on the 2nd of March 1968. The line itself remained open for freight usage and saw traffic into the 90s, eventually closing in 1998. As we arrived on a Saturday morning, we were inundated with runners from the local park run. It took them right up through the platform. We wondered at this stage how many of them knew what the structures were either side, and we wondered how many knew of the local railway history. I suspect perhaps more than we realise due to its recent closure, but it was good to see the platform structure still in place for all to see and all to wonder upon what once was. Worthy Down sits on the old Didcot, Newbury and Southampton Railway. It opened in 1918 as just a single platform and a passing loop, built for the Royal Flying Corps close by and closed in 1960 along with the majority of the line. It's the opinion of many that this line would now provide an excellent north-south link essential for the movement of freight. There's now been over 10 years worth of work here by a local community, Worthy's Conservation Volunteers. There is an information board here explaining the current projects for wildlife and of course a little history on the line. That is exactly what we love to see.
Rain.
Yeah, definitely raining. What's wrong with that? It always rains in rain. Okay, well it doesn't always rain in rain, but it certainly did when we were here. We didn't really appreciate this place fully because of the rain, and I rushed therefore to get it done as quick as we could before we got completely soaked.
No, we're in rain.
I know, that's why we've got the brollies up.
The place rain. Look, rain.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Alright, we're in rain. Is that how you pronounce it?
I guess so.
It's not raining.
Rain.
But it's had a lot of love and care, as you can see. There's a lovely little cafe here, plus a little visitors information room in the old coach that sits on site. Rain is on our list largely because of the line itself. A lot of work has been carried out along this stretch by the Friends of the Flitch Way, ensuring that the old line here won't be forgotten. Gill Holt sits on the beautiful Heads of the Valley line. As the line leaves Abergavenny and starts to climb through the heads, it soon transpires that if this line was still in existence today, it would truly be one of the country's most scenic routes. Opened in 1863, it sits in a cutting in the village of Gilwern, adjacent to the Brecknock and Abergavenny Canal. We climb down the steps, unsuspecting of what lay ahead of us. Two full platforms recently tended to, a slight curve and a significant gradient, though apparently not quite as steep as the one in 37 leading up to it from the east. This is a beautiful example of a well-tended and preserved station by the local community. Absolutely stunning surprise here. In at number 4, Spetsbury. Sitting on the Somerset and Dorset line, that was the line that first gave us the bug to explore more, and thanks to this station in particular, that bug stuck with us. We loved the community aspect here. Everything was tended to with a clear nod to the Somerset and Dorset, which rattled through here many years before. Whether you're looking for a walk or a peaceful relax or a kids play area, this place has everything. A massive tick for us. Well done to everyone involved. In at number 3, Caddishead Station, along with its neighbour Partington. Both these stations gave us a trip to remember. We came here with Manchester's Martin Zero in the early part of the year. It was part of the Cheshire Committee lines opening in 1873 and temporarily closing in 1879 to make way for the Manchester Shipping Canal. Both stations were re-sited very close to their original location but raised some meterage in order to account for the Caddishead Viaduct and subsequent ships. Partington even gave us a little treat in the form of a hidden underpass. A real urban explore here, and well worth your time if you are local to Manchester. Westmeon Station is in at number 2, and it sits on the Westmeon line, built as late as 1903. The terrain of this area gives rise to cuttings, embankments and tunnels over its stretch between Alton and Fareham. Here at Westmeon Station you are treated to a stunning set of platforms with a beautiful road bridge over the northern end. The goods yard now makes up the majority of the car park, but there is a lot more to see here. Park up and get your walking boots on or your bike pedals out. Whatever your choice, you won't be disappointed by this beautiful location. And finally, our number 1. Okay, so technically we cheated a bit here. We actually visited Sawtry in 2018, but we really didn't want to miss this place out from our list, and as we didn't do this list last year, it snuck into the 2019. Closed to passengers in 1958, but lovingly restored over the last few decades by Jeff and his family. What's more is you can now stay in this former Border Counties railway station, care of the Sawtry Guesthouse B&B. You can walk miles along the trackbed in either direction here, and a quick wander northwest you'll find yourself at Filton Injunction on the Waverley line. And in the other direction you'll find some restored plate layers huts, bridges and even the elusive plashets. So if you like the look of Sawtry, Google the guys and girls there and you'll be treated to some stunning views on the Scottish border and perhaps most importantly a hearty breakfast fit for a king and a queen.
Hi everybody, so that is it for 2019. We may try and squeeze in another video between now and New Year, but we're not entirely sure yet.
Yeah, it's been really good fun editing the video you've just seen because it's given us a really good look back on what we've done this year. So if we do another video, if we do squeeze one more in sort of New Year's Eve-ish time, it'll be another top 10, top 10 tunnels, top 10 structures, something cool like that.
Top 10 something.
Top 10 something. Yeah.
Yeah, so also for next year, we're starting to compile a list on what we quite fancy doing. So if anybody's got any ideas on locations, do comment below.
Yeah.
And we're going to see whether we can come up with even more spectacular top 10 for end of 2020.
Yeah, that's really important to us. Leave a comment where we should go. Where should we have our next adventures? Some of the ones where we've done a sort of a couple of days in the heads of the valley line, up in Manchester. We're definitely going to Scotland next year, but leave a comment below of where you think we should definitely go and what you think we should definitely do next year, and we'll do our best to get there.
Yep, definitely.
Other than that, happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy holidays, and all of that.
Enjoy.
Enjoy, and we'll see you in 2020.